Good morning, church. Just standing here in front of what is Microshelter number 2 of what we hope will be 3, third one in the space here. Let me take you inside, because I don't think last time you all got a chance to see the inside, or maybe you missed the video where we shared a little bit about that. But these are 8 by 10 shelters. 8 feet this way, and then 10 feet lengthwise with a little 2-foot porch outside you saw as we came in. I wanted to just give you some updated information and just share a little bit about where we're at in this process. Since the last time we chatted about it, we have put a team in place, a Microshelter team, made up of folks from CEC that have been helping me navigate the next steps in growing this ministry. One of those steps was figuring out how to and what to communicate to the neighbors here. And so we've communicated with the neighbors directly north of the shelters, and then houses to the west and to the east. And just let them know what's going on. Give them information on how they can contact us if they have thoughts or they have concerns. Just today, actually, today's Wednesday, I got a phone call from a gentleman named Mike who lives east of the shelter area. And he just called and said, "Hey, we support what you're doing. We love that you're trying to reach out and help the community. We just have one request," and that request was putting in a fence here between our parking lot and the park. He said that'll give some privacy to the folks that are guests in the shelter, but it'll also give them some privacy as they come out. He said he's got a young daughter that comes out and walks the dog and plays in the backyard, and feels like that would just be a good privacy and safety barrier. And so we're having dialogue with our neighbors. So far, there haven't been any real heated discussions about things. It seems as though people realize that folks are coming on some pretty hard times in the season that we're in, and they're thankful that we're doing something. He actually said, we realize that it's actually cutting down on crime in this back area of the parking lot because of the different activities that were taking place before these shelters arrived. And so that was a part of the process in planning and putting them here, is to try and redeem this space. We do have a third one coming, as I said, and that is the max right now that we think that can fit well back here and still afford a little bit of space for the guests. We're working with the city on what it would look like to have a little 3-sided shelter for folks to be able to microwave some food and keep some things in maybe a refrigerator in a way to lock those down and keep them safe from walking away when no one is using them. We are working with Unity Shelter. As you can see, this space is empty. They have a number of folks that have gone through the intake process, and our next step with them will be to sit down and talk about who would be a good fit in this space. We are learning as we go. I am so thankful for you and your willingness to join with us in this journey, in this new ministry. And it's a learning process. We are part of a pilot program here in Corvallis and trying to help people take steps from being on the street to finding permanent housing. And this is one of the stops along the way. This is not permanent housing. This is temporary. And the hope is, as they work with their case manager, who comes on site multiple times a week to check in with Ed, who is our current guest, and that plan that they produce together helps them head towards a direction of health, of stability, and ultimately the goal is for them to be able to get into permanent housing. There are going to be some moments along the way, because of the nature of this pilot program, that we'll make mistakes. And luckily I have a team of people working with me that will help us learn from those mistakes and change and do better. We are going to do some things exactly right the first time, and we're going to celebrate those when those things happen. And I just so appreciate you, church body, being willing to put action to the words of loving God and loving people and serving both. The response that we've gotten from some in the community here as our neighbors is it's nice to see the church doing instead of just speaking. And so kudos to you to being open. We look forward to what God is going to do in and through this ministry, through our willingness to be obedient and listen to his call to love people and to serve people and to shelter those without shelter. And I look forward to sharing those stories with you as they come. If you would like to get involved, if you're sitting there saying, man, I wonder what it would be like to be involved in that ministry, shoot me a text, a phone call, an email, and let's find a way for you to get involved. Because as we populate these shelters with guests over the coming weeks, I'm sure that there will be tangible ways that we can be involved as a body together in this ministry. So reach out if that's something that you're interested in. It's a blessing to be a part of this church body with you, to be serving our city. I look forward to seeing what God continues to do in and through us to love this city. Blessings to you.